Welcome to Dominate Real Estate Podcast, the $1 Million Blueprint where luxury meets expertise in the world of high-end real estate. Hosted by Taliya Bashani, top real estate attorney, and Carina Tom, president of New World Connect Title. Stay tuned as we dive deep in the minds of top producing luxury real estate agents, uncovering the strategies, insights, and secrets that have helped them make millions. Get ready to level up your real estate game as we guide you through the latest market trends and the stories behind the most exclusive deals in the industry. This is the place where sophistication and success dominate. And now, recording live from the Hard Rock Hotel in New York City, here are your hosts, Taliya and Carina.
Welcome to Dominate Real Estate Podcast, the podcast where real estate's top professionals spill their secrets of success. Recording live from the Hard Rock in New York City, I'm Taliya Bashani.
And I'm Carina Tom. And together we bring the strategies, mindset, and moments that took the industry's most successful agents from open houses to powerhouse closings.
Whether you're an aspiring agent, a seasoned pro, or just looking to level up your real estate game, you're in the right place.
It's time to dominate real estate. Welcome, Nate.
Welcome. Nice to meet y'all. Thanks for having me here.
It's an honor to have you on the show.
It's an honor to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Nathaniel Bradshaw of the Compass Antigua team, thank you so much for joining us today. And we can't wait to hear about your journey in real estate.
For sure.
Give us a little bit about your background and how you got started in real estate.
Well, I got started in real estate because I was tired of working 9-to-5 jobs and not getting paid what I was worth. So, right around 2016, 2015, I met a couple people that said, hey, you should join real estate in Florida. I was living in Florida at the time. And I said, hey, you're a good looking guy. You dress well, you speak well. You should do sales. Get out of the 9-to-5 rat race. So I got into timeshare in Florida, which is a section of real estate. I was working for Blue Green Vacations. And I took a chance on myself because, you know, at that job, you work 4 or 5 hours a day while people are on vacation, making $7 an hour, but you got to get a GCI. And I didn't have my license at the time, so I'll get a bonus every 3 weeks based on my sales. And then a couple years later, I finally got my license in Florida, and I've been on it ever since.
I had no idea that you started in Florida.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I currently still have my Florida real estate license. I keep it active because it's a hard license to get.
And what brought you to New York?
Oh, well, I got laid off because I came up here during COVID.
Oh, okay.
So at the resort, people weren't traveling, so I got laid off. So I was like, you know what? I just moved to New York. I got family up here. I took the test in Florida online, came to the city, and then passed the test. And January 2nd, 2021, I started working at Platinum Properties on Wall Street.
Wow. Okay.
They were a big rental genius in the game. I remember Platinum had every single rental. Did you start in sales off the bat?
No, I did rentals, and I'm glad I came during that time because that's when the owners, the landlords are paying the OP.
Oh, yeah.
So I closed about 50 to 60 rentals that year, which was a lot. And I'm glad I came during that time because if you're a new agent coming during this time where, clients don't want to pay the broker fee, a lot of agents will probably give up.
Yeah.
So I was able to make money and learn as I went. Working at Platinum, they're real they're boutique. So, they're really hands-on. So I'm glad I was able to start there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You got your feet wet and built a lot of clientele, I'm sure. And it's that quick money, which is wonderful.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and a great segue into sales.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all seasoning. I mean, rentals are sales as well. You know, it's an aggressive market, especially here in New York City. But that's where your seasoning comes from.
Most
All right.
definitely, yeah.
I like that, Nate. All right. So real estate can be a roller coaster. And so I'm going to jump right into it. How do you stay resilient during slow periods or difficult transactions?
Well, I think in every market, there's always going to be buyers and sellers and renters. So I don't let that faze me at all, because no matter what the market was, I always made money. So, and nothing holds me back. I don't stress over things I can't control. So I just make things happen.
You know what? I get that vibe from you. You're very just even keel and you just go right through it. And I see that about you. All right.
Yeah.
A mover and a shaker.
That's it.
Shaking or stirred.
Exactly. I like it.
We'll have a little fun with that.
Exactly. What's your mindset when it comes to tackling challenges or setbacks in your career, which is kind of similar, but we're focusing on the mindset, which you actually just answered, to be honest with you. So we're repeating ourselves, but maybe
Well,
touch upon
that's
some
how I
more.
always made it through life, because life, you can't control everything. So I never stressed over things I couldn't control. All I can do is do what I can, and everything else will fall into place. The only time that I ever stressed out, which is very rare, is when I didn't take care of my business, and that's when I things change. But 99% of the time, I take care of what I got to take care of, and everything else falls into place.
That's it. Just do what you got to do. That's it. Just stay on it.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So we know you're a part of a team now at Compass, the Antigua team.
Yes.
Have you ever been a solo agent?
Yes, I was a solo agent on Platinum.
Okay.
I worked there for a year and a month, and then I went to Douglas Elliman
Okay.
in Brooklyn for a green office.
Okay, sure.
I was supposed to join a team there, but it didn't work out. But I was able to learn the Brooklyn market
Okay.
there, and which was great. And then Alex Antigua, which I used to work with at Platinum with his wife, they made a team at Compass, and then they called me and said, "Hey, Nate, we want you to join our team." And then it's been history ever since.
And so you've been there for how long?
2.5 years.
Yeah, I see you all over doing your thing. And this Antigua team is a very powerful team that you're on.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They're great leaders. I got a lot of great teammates. I'm not going anywhere. It's good. It's my final destination.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're that committed. I love
For
that.
sure.
I love that. Listen, Antigua team, doing something right. What do you think has been what you've learned the most from being a part of this team of,
What I learned the most is, you got to stay on top of everything. You got to market yourself. You got to brand yourself. They're big on marketing, They put us up into Times Square billboards. They put us in the Real Deal magazine. So we get a lot of exposure, and I learned that being a team leader is hard work, 'cause you got to manage a lot of different people. You have to put in a lot of your money. So I learned from being on a team that I don't want to be a team leader. I don't want to. I'm either gonna be a solo agent or be a part of their team, and I'd just rather be on their team.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a village. I mean, the nice thing is that you have people that support you, and that you guys all work together.
For sure.
Ensure, it's that you're a team player and that you make your closings and your deals go smoothly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And great resources.
Everyone shows love on the team. There's no hate. There's none of that. I've never been worked for any type of job or any type of career where everybody was in sync and everyone showed love. So that's what I love about being on the team.
Wow. How do you facilitate responsibilities as far as delegating?
Well, if they need someone to, do a listing for them, like, cover for them, there's 20 people on the team.
Oh, there's 20 people on the team.
Yeah. So say, "Hey, Nate, we need you to cover." I'm there.
I see.
If I'm going on a trip and the client calls me last minute and says, "Hey, Nate, I want to see this apartment," which just happened a couple weeks ago when I was in the airport. You just WhatsApp everybody, say, "Hey, I got a client. Can you take this over?" And they'll take it over. If you haven't met them before, the splits are different. But everyone takes the responsibility to have everybody back. Yeah.
So important and crucial.
That is really, really important. And so now what about your client relationships? Building strong client relationships seems crucial in real estate. How do you maintain long-term relationships with your clients after a deal is closed?
Well, you always have to, once you close the deal, always follow up with them within 30 days, see how everything is, how's the new home, how much they're loving it. I'll send them a nice closing gift. I don't usually send a closing gift like at closing. I wait a couple weeks to send it over, because you never know what might happen at closing. You know what I mean?
It's a lot going on in a closing.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wait a couple weeks. I'll mail it to them or hand deliver it to them.
Okay.
It's usually something from Tiffany's.
Oh,
Yeah. So champagne glasses, things like that. Something nice,
Yeah. It's their personal touch.
And then after that, I follow with them, their birthdays, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Just quick follow up, let them know I'm thinking about them.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I walk by their home, just say, hey, I just walked by your house, just thinking about you, see how's everything going.
We've spoken with top agents, and that seems to be the common denominator is just continue past the closing, engaging and forming that relationship. You never know who they could refer you to or when they're ready to buy again or sell again.
For sure.
So it just
And I
maintaining the relationship.
learned that at Platinum. They call it 19 touches. Touch them 19 times throughout the year.
Wow. 19.
Wow. Some people are doing 7. You're just at 19. That's amazing. I like it.
So what would you say is your balance between listings and buyers, especially these days with the change in the new NARS regulation?
I have more buyers.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a lot of buyers. I strictly work with most of my business is like 90% buyers and a couple renters here and there. I haven't done any listings like that. Well, I've done a couple, but it's not like I'm not like a listing agent yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how are you approaching the conversation with buyer agency agreements?
That's tough, because
He's honest.
that's tough because a lot of people don't want to sign paperwork from
Right.
the beginning. You have to sign the fair housing and the tenant buyer's disclosure. They don't even want to sign that, even though it's not a contract. So I usually, I'm not supposed to do this, but I usually have them sign it after a couple weeks of working with them,
Okay.
so they can build that trust. Because people don't want to sign with someone they just met,
Right.
because they don't want to feel obligated.
You want to nurture that relationship
Yeah.
first.
And then once they get to know you and see how hard you work, you just sign with the eyes closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good strategy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to build that rapport
For
with
sure.
them. And then they're like, okay, fine. You're my agent. I definitely want to sign with you.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to get those signed though, for sure.
Yes, because you don't want to start showings and have them walk all over you and then, disappear. But it sounds like you have a pretty good, level of rapport that you are building with them so that, because buyers, let's face it, will ghost you, if after you putting forth a lot of effort and time.
Trust me,
into
I
them.
know.
Yeah, No, Yeah.
That's the ebbs and flows of real estate.
Yeah.
You can put a lot of work in, and sometimes they just disappear.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you're aware, you'll learn quick, right? Once those situations happen, you're always learning. And sometimes you're learning the hard way, but you're learning for sure.
One of my deals that I had that was over $1 million. The only reason she worked with me because I didn't make her sign anything in the beginning. She had ghosted another agent that wanted her to sign paperwork. So if I would have made a sign, I wouldn't have had that deal.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so she selected you on the basis that you weren't shoving paperwork in her face, and she appreciated that about you.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what was the biggest game changer for your career at this point?
Joining Compass and the Antigua team.
And that was the turning point for you.
Turning point, yeah. I've done the most sales I've ever done. Working at Platinum, I did 1 sale. Working at Douglas, I did 1 sale.
Okay.
And working at Compass, I've done several sales.
Wow. So it goes to show you, joining a team, having that support, having the lead generation tools really can increase your level of success.
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break and hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back in a couple moments.
Hi, everybody. Ari Brody, the mortgage man here from Cross Country Mortgage. So my pet peeve in the mortgage industry is it's the largest purchase of everybody's lives, and it's frequently the most stressful. So my sole objective and my sole job is to provide a super high level of service. Me and my team go out of our way to sit there and make sure this process is as easy and as smooth as we can possibly make it, to take away as much of the stress as we possibly can. My job, my goal is to create raving fans. And my sole objective is to sit there and provide you with such a high level of service. You're going to walk away saying, wow, Ari and his team were freaking awesome. And therefore, you're going to refer me everybody you know, because my business is 100% referral based. We have a lot of programs. We have a lot of products. We have a lot of different ways that we can sit there and take care of you. If you have questions, concerns, anything you'd like to know, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to be a resource and help out any way I can. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Take care.
Welcome back. We're here with Nate Bradshaw from the Antigua team, Compass. And so, Nate, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you.
There is something that I was thinking about that I think you should share with all of us here, our audience. Some advice for new agents. You told me that you came a few years ago into this business, into the real estate industry, becoming a realtor. What advice would you give new agents?
I will tell new agents, you get what you put in, right? You know, it's not like these reality shows where they walk out the apartment and says $250,000 commission, $500,000. It's not like that. You have to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get paid. And that's the reason why I joined real estate, because I want to have the ability to make as much money as I can without being capped.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to ask anybody for a raise and they tell me no, you know?
You get what you put into it. You eat what you kill.
Yeah,
For sure. For sure. And then there's a second part to that question. So what's the most common mistake you see new agents make, and how can they avoid it?
The most common mistakes? That's a tough question. You know, a lot of new agents think they're gonna get rich right away, right? But like it goes back to what I just said. You have to put the work in. You have to go out and show apartments. I mean, you see me all the time
All the time.
showing apartments every day. I may not close them all, but I'm out there. It's a numbers game,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And we're in the people business, so you have to be able to communicate. You got to be able to listen. Listening is the most important part, because if clients don't feel heard, they're not going to work with you.
Exactly.
You know, and you got to take yourself out of it. So when they're talking, they don't want to hear about you. Listen to what they're saying, right? And once you get that, they give you the answers to the test. And once you get that, then you'll pass.
So becoming a really good listener.
Yeah, that's how you build trust. If you don't have trust, you don't have anything. Most people are not gonna fork over their life savings to buy a home with you if they don't trust you.
I've always said my name is everything. I've been doing this for 30 years in the title insurance industry. And I always say, whatever I promise, I deliver. I make sure that my clients are always happy. I'm always communicating. And so that's how you build the trust, because you become somebody that always follows through with whatever they said they were going to do.
Oh, definitely.
See that in you, Nate, for sure.
What type of methodology or routine do you follow to consistently perfect your craft?
Well, I start my day. I try to wake up at 5 in the morning. It's tough. Right?
Wow, early bird gets the worm.
But I usually wake up around 6:30. I'm hitting the snooze button a few times, right? Then I wake up, drink water to start the day. You always have to start the day drinking 2 or 3 glasses of water. Get everything flowing. Then I go to the gym. You know, I have a lifetime gym connected to my building, so I work out, start the day. And when you work out to start the day, it sets the stage for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So then when you come up from the gym, you take a nice shower, eat a nice breakfast, and then you can start working. You get a lot more work done in the first 4 hours of the day than any other.
I'd agree.
You know?
I agree. I love lifetime, by the way. It's my gym.
When everybody else is sleeping, you're out there
Yeah,
working.
I'm working, and then right around 11 o'clock, I usually set my showings for after 11. So I do everything I got to do from 6 to 10 a.m. And then I go on my showings from 11 to, it can be for the rest of the day. It can be anywhere. It can be in Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we know there's a lot of highs and lows in this real estate market, especially with the rising interest rates. How do you stay ahead of the game? And what are some, creative negotiation skills that you utilize in order to get the deals done?
Well, I believe, I tell people, when the rates are high, that's when you buy, right? Because you have more negotiating power,
Right.
right? It's, when people complain about the prices in New York going high, is because you want to buy when the rates are low, where everyone's coming in to buy at the same time.
Right.
Now you negotiate against 100 other people, and that's how the prices go up.
Yeah.
And then when you do sell, after you bid it up overpriced, and if you happen to sell in a high interest rate market, you're going to lose money.
Right.
Right. So I tell people to buy when the rates are high, negotiate the price down. And then when you go to sell when the rates drop. Don't do the other way around.
Right.
Because you're going to lose.
Yes. That's a great strategy. You know, a lot of clients will come to me and, they try and work in a certain concession, certain credits, and you really have a stronger bargaining power when you're in the position when rates are high because prices have to come down. It's just balancing the market out. So you're actually in a stronger position as a buyer to include those additional credits, discounts, personal property, any type free maintenance, whatever it may be, to really navigate the market and have a stronger deal at the end of the day.
Most definitely. Like let's say for example, my last 10 deals, 8 of them have gotten a discount between $10,000 to $70,000 off the asking price.
Wow.
So
Good negotiator.
Yeah, you got that for them.
I've only had probably like 2 or 3 deals that had to go over because it was a sponsor unit or a condo that was people really wanted. You know what I mean? But other than that, I get discounts for everybody.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you guys know where to come when you want a discount on your property sale.
Good negotiator over here.
Yeah.
Because most people want a 3 to 5% discount, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to get that if you wait till the rates drop.
It's so true because once those rates drop, there really will be a crazy frenzy. Absolutely. So it's the wrong time to wait for the rates to drop. I agree with you.
Bad idea.
And people always say date the rate, marry the property,
Yes.
because you can always
As
refinance.
many times as you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So if you fall in love with that property, commit to it because the rates will change and you can refi and get a better deal in the future.
The most important number is that purchase price because you can't
Right.
change that after you buy it. You can change that rate as many times as you want.
Exactly. You got it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. So, how do you measure success and what does growth look like for you in the next 3 to 5 years? We want to know what Nate's plans are.
Well, growth is being better than I was last year and the year before, That's how I measure success, being better than I was yesterday. And if I continue moving in that path, then I'll be better than I was last year,
All right. So you're basically just growing as you go.
Yes.
All right.
Growing that way.
That makes
Are there any different markets that you want to expand into? Is there anything like as far as do you see yourself doing more high-end, luxury real
I
estate?
would love to do that.
Okay.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
Right? Who wouldn't?
Exactly.
But when I come across those type of clients, I'll definitely help them out and do the best I can do. But you just got to put yourself in those positions to meet those type of people. So you have to put yourself in those rooms.
Absolutely. I always say that if you're in those rooms, there's no difference, right? Whatever market you want to be in, you put yourself in those rooms and it's the same as the other rooms that you were in. It's all a mindset.
And when you're in those rooms, you have to speak to people.
But I also believe that the timing has to be right. So it's in your growth journey and those moments are going to come.
Like it's all about timing.
Exactly. Timing is
It
everything.
doesn't matter if it's a job, relationships, anything. Timing is always the most important.
Well, I see you going really far, Nate. You're very impressive. I've known you already for about a year or two, and
I
I see you going
appreciate the
really far. So
I appreciate the
Thank
love. You
you
show me a
so
lot of love,
much.
so I appreciate
always,
that. Yeah.
always, yeah. Because I know what it takes to be out there constantly, showing and going out with clients, and you get what you put into it, and you really put into it a lot, and real recognizes real. Because I definitely worked really hard. So and so does Taliya as well.
Definitely do.
Yeah, we
Me
all
too,
do.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the hard work pays off. You can't,
Absolutely.
some people think that, I'm just going to throw up a couple, digital marketing ads and I'm just, just going to do a couple videos on Instagram and the deals are just going to start rolling in. No, you have to pound the pavement. You really have to get out there. You have to, establish that name for yourself. And it's that hardcore work ethic that really speaks louder, because look, your name is all you have, your reputation is all you have, and that's going to precede you in any room that you walk into.
For sure.
Facts.
And I grew up in a time where, there wasn't the internet like that. So you have to talk to people.
Right.
You have to have, conversations. A lot of people don't know how to, converse with people, so they get lost. So I'm glad I grew up in the 80s and the 90s,
Yes.
early 2000s, before this, this boom, because everyone depends on social media. You know, if you don't have that, then what, you know, how are they going to survive?
I think we have to diversify, but nothing beats the old school way.
Right.
And listen, for the new schoolers, listen, if it works for you, I'm so happy for you. But the old school way, nothing beats hard work.
Old school is always the best. You just got to mix the two. You can mix the two, you'll do well.
Yeah.
You know,
Happy
you just
medium.
can't lean on social media all the time.
Oh yeah,
And you got to get out there in the trenches.
For sure.
we're in the trenches.
Work our way out.
Sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Well, Nate, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yep.
What's the best way for our audience to connect with you?
Nate.realestate.nyc, our Instagram. And that's the only social media account that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
You have been tuning into Dominate Real Estate Podcast, the $1 Million Blueprint, live from the Hard Rock Hotel in New York City, with your hosts, Taliya Bashani and Carina Tom. For more information, please visit our Dominate Real Estate page on Instagram. You can also watch the show across all media outlets, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and more. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Thank you for your positive feedback, comments, and questions, and please share this show with your network.